Hey, I'm Nick, and today I want to dig into the importance of when you wake up, you actually have a goal inside your head, or rather, an actual plan with steps that you're going to immediately start acting upon. You see, if you've ever sat down at your desk for the day and you're not quite sure what the actual steps you need to take for the day to reach that goal that you've got floating around in your mind, and you instead go from one thing to the next, knowing that it's adjacently related, but by the end of the day you haven't made any progress, that's because you do not actually have a plan. Or it may take more than a day and you've spent maybe your whole holidays on trying to work on a skill or work on something, but by the end of the day, you realize that you've been spending your days poorly and you haven't actually gotten the results that you needed from the amount of time and effort that you've been putting in. And this is all relating back to the fact that in order to make proper progress on whatever you're working on, you need this deep work, you need this state of having purpose in whatever you're doing, and therefore the time passes by quicker, which is a benefit, but you're actually getting work done at a maximal rate of productivity. And so there is no deep work without purpose. And with purpose, there needs to be a plan. You cannot just do deep work on a goal. You need to do deep work on a plan. You need to have a set of things that need to be done through the day, and you need to shut your brain off and focus and think, okay, now it's time to do X, Y, or Z. And then furthermore, you attack it with as much passion and productivity as you can, and you work as hard as you can on it. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, if I'm meant to have a plan, but I'm also meant to be in this deep work state throughout my day, how am I meant to balance those two things and have one when I don't have the other? And what I personally would say, and what is best for me, is that you create your plan for the next day at night at a time where you're tired, but also the most important part of this is that it's the time that's furthest away of you having to do any actual work, and therefore your motivation and your imagination is able to thrive more as you're able to think about and dream more what you're going to be able to do the next day, rather than if you think about yourself right now and you think of a plan to do in 10 minutes or so, that's going to be a lot more limiting than if maybe you have to do something next year. As we all know, New Year's resolutions are almost so grand because it takes a year to reach it. And even something as small as a night's sleep gives you that extra boost of aspiring to something better than you would at the start of the day. But of course, it's important to reel in your creativity and imagination and actually have a set of to-do lists to actually have purpose in what you're doing. Now, it can be anything you want. You can write it down on a piece of paper, write it down on your phone, or even just as simple as having these daily habits of work that you want to do that are detailed enough to where you're actually making progress on something and not just having a habit of working on a certain goal. And so in the morning, we are actually getting straight to working hard. Now, if you're still struggling with having that motivation and building that discipline to be working hard at something and being productive with something, then I have videos in the past that actually detail how to do all those things. But in the end, if you have your own optimized system that you analyze from time to time to figure out where improvements can be made, and you use that system to be able to get a lot of things done in your day, and actually gives you the result that you expect, then you're pretty much set. It's just a matter of working through the day, and as soon as it's the night and you're able to start to relax, you're able to think of what you want to achieve the next day, and then rinse and repeat until you've theoretically achieved your goals. But hey, that's it for today. And if you're still interested in learning anything about productivity tips or tricks, I've now started one-on-one coaching, which you can book a call for using the first link in the description below. But until then, I'll see you later.